Peace and quiet. A little bit of silence to start the day, as there will not be a Alex in the house currently because she is doing some work, and we get to sit here and chill, have a good time. Y'all can bust on me for a few hours. It's all good. Ready for some Monday night foosball with the depleted Dallas Cowboys. Don't know what we're going to see exactly from them. Cooper Rush, Micah Parsons has got to go out there and be a dog if they want to have a chance. And then we're going to have these Houston Texans that are finally almost back to full strength. We'll see how they do on the road tonight. Crafty first in the house today. What's up, my brother? First is the worst? Nah, not around here. It's not. At least I can take solace in the fact that I'm not third, which I've heard is the domain of hairy-chested trolls. Puppet says Texans 30-24. I buy into that. We really missed out on a Paul Wall and Chameleon Air halftime show for a pathetic Beyonce. Chameleon Air. I don't know, dude. Netflix at Christmas halftime show. If it's anything like what we saw with Tyson the other night, who knows? And what's up, Miss Lindsay? I hope you're doing well. I'm still in mourning. My Bengals are just our Bengals are just they're not quite on all cylinders, and it really blows because the offense is playing pretty dang good. Let's see. Craig says Houston is going to win. I need Tank Dell to stay on the bench. Well, Craig, I think you might be in luck today because with Nico Collins back and Dallas's defense being a little suspect this year, you're probably going to see a heavy dose of Joe Mixon and Nico Collins, and probably Dalton Schultz. I think they're gonna drop it into the tight ends a little bit. I think that's going to be the game plan. So you got a really good opportunity. Tank Dell is a guy that if he gets the ball, though, it's explosive. What's up, Renault? Go Texans. I agree. I think I want to see the Texans get back into form here. I got to find somebody else to root for this year, in the playoffs. So I'm looking for teams right now. I'm looking for somebody that I can relate to, and I relate to Joe Mixon, man. I think that he's one of the things from Cincinnati that they really probably shouldn't have let go of. They should have let him stay and finish out his contract with Chase Brown and work together. I can really get behind Detroit because they're fun to watch, but I don't want to be a bandwagon fan. But me and Alex have been cheering them on for a couple years. Houston has been pretty inconsistent, but Dallas doesn't like to play football, it seems. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of afraid of what kind of game we may get today. Honestly, Houston has just not been themselves, but they haven't had Nico Collins on the field. And when they have Nico Collins in the lineup this year, they're 4-1 and playing a lot better football. So I suspect that him being on the field is going to take some of the pressure off of Stroud a little bit and make it a little bit easier for him to manage within the pocket. And, the other thing about CJ is that he's still only in his second year, sophomore slump. You're watching Mike McCarthy's gasping breath as a coach with every play he calls. Yeah. Oh, no, dude. I know a lot of people don't like Coach McCarthy. I just don't think he's the fit in Dallas. This fan base is toxic. The ownership is, for lack of a better terms, kind of crap, to be honest, the way that they go about things. I don't know. I always thought McCarthy was a pretty good coach, but you can't win in Dallas. You can't win in Dallas unless you're going to the Super Bowl, and it's been almost 30 years, I think. So, it's what it is for him. He will end up on his feet, I guarantee you, if they let him go at the end of the season. But these fans are just – there's probably somebody out there now with a rifle or something pointed at him just because that's the way they are. And it is almost time to get this show going a little bit here. Let's see. 8:15. Houston's been the one good thing about Houston this year is their unis have been solid. At least they go out there looking good every week. Yeah, Lindsay, we're traditionally not very good in Dallas. Hopefully we have something to play for at that point, to be honest. Maybe the Giants coach next year. I mean, honestly, I can see that. Now, the question is, I guess the first question is, does Belichick come back next year? Belichick, guys like Vrabel, there's a lot of them out there that are still pretty dang good. See you after Monday Digs. All right, Mr. Rob, I already watched yours, but I got everybody loaded up as we are into the kickoff here. And it's going to be short, and he's going to retrieve it at the 2, gets out to the 15, the 20, sidesteps, but runs into a wall at the 23-yard line, make it the 22, and here come the Texans. I think I'm starting to get a little under the weather. Don't like that at all. If you're new here today, smash the like, please, and thank you. Leave a comment in the chat. The way that Belichick talks on podcast, I'd be shocked if he doesn't get an interview. He'll be coaching if he wants to. 1st and 10. Dallas would be a good fit for him too, by the way. They're going to go play action. They're going to check it down. I believe that's Nico Collins, and he's got a lane, and he's going to take off and be gone. But there's a flag, depending upon what it is. Will this be a tutty or not? It looks like an offensive penalty, as D'Amico Ryans is a little upset. What did he do wrong? Oh, my God, an eligible man downfield. Laramie Tunsil got too far ahead of the line of scrimmage, and this first play, which would have been 6 points, is erased. And he was too far up the field. What's up, Adam? Let's go, Texans. He knew it, too. Man, what a nice play call. Dallas looked lethargic on defense. I don't think it's going to be that hard. There's the handoff to Mixon. He's going to push forward, and he's going to be stopped after a 1-yard gain. Oof. And there's a defensive penalty right after that. It gives them an automatic first down, so we're back even. What's up, Puppet? Good to see you. Just us today, and we'll chill amongst ourselves. No, Miss Alex. There's the hold right there. Yep, the makeup call. There is a check down there's going to hit, and I believe that's Tank Dell. Nope. Robert Woods on the sideline for about 6 yards. I'm trying to figure out where this cough came from all of a sudden today. Second down and 3. Ball's at the 36. 13:52 to go. Here we go. He's going to fire it over the middle, and it's dropped. That one was woo, 28 points a game, second most in the NFL. I bet you Bengals are up there too. Hi, Miss Georgianne. How are you doing, my dear? All righty. 3rd down and 3. Back to pass. Looking. Steps up, fires. Wide open receiver out there. That's Dalton Schultz, I guess. I think. Looks like him. He's trimmed up. He's a lot lankier than what I thought as a tight end. Just step and throw right there. They're playing pretty far off the receivers here. So 1st and 10. Ball's at the 39. Let's go. Back to pass. Looking down the field. Fires over the middle. And that's caught. And that's John Mechie. He will get the 1st down plus about 6. Right on the big star of Dallas. Right in the middle of that field. Boom, wide open. Oh, crafty, don't I know. There goes Mixon. He's got a lane. He's in the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Mixon. Joe Mixon takes it to the house. Getting a little hype in the end zone. 45-yard touchdown run. I need a lot of those today if I want to win my fantasy match. Joe Mixon takes it to the house. Another big play. Micah Parsons is on the sideline, looks livid. Let's see where the breakdown was on D. Everybody goes right. Mixon cuts right back and had a huge hole there. Extra point is up and good, but there's a flag on the play. Still 6-0, getting ready to kick that bad thing. Kick is up, and it is good. Houston strikes first on the big run from Joe Mixon. I need all Joe Mixon all day is what I need today because there is no way I'm going to win my fantasy. I think I'm down. Look. It's bad, though. I honestly don't think I can catch up. Let's see. Joe Mixon got 12.6 points in that first drive, and I'm still down 87-123. Come on, Joe. You're going to have to run for 300 yards today and about 4 scores. Yeah, Puppet, I saw him on the sideline, but you know that dude, he's already talked smack about his team. He's already thrown it out there, so he's got to put up or shut up at this point. So, he's got to go out here and try to be the lead. But right now, there's just a huge disconnect with this defense. I don't know what it is. Zim is a pretty good coordinator. Wasn't a lot as a head coach, but he's a pretty good coordinator because I had him for quite a few years in Cincinnati, and his defense was always formidable. Not really sure what is going on or whether he really cares to coach anymore. I mean, to be honest. Jets are King Midas in reverse. You talk about another team this year. The Bengals and the Jets are about as backwards as it gets this year. Jake, Papa Smurf, 513, Paul Wilson, and Mark Hayward. Puppet, you're a gentleman and a scholar. Whoa, they got somebody working up high today. Everybody show some love to the Puppet Master. All right, he's going to return it from the 5. He's out to the 20, 25, 30. He's got a lane. He's going to bust through all the way out to about the 38. And there's a fight breaking out already on the field. And they are going at it, man. We're getting ready to get some ejections, some punches being thrown. Never understood why football players throw punches while everybody's wearing helmets. Oh, Crafty, don't I know? It's amazing the similarities between the Jets, the Bengals, and even the Chiefs, to be honest. That return is going to be taken back. They did not throw any extra penalties out there. They had a hold on the return. And that was Kenny Turpin. That's what you do when you're from Texas. All right, Cooper Rush. First time I've got to see him at all this year. Let's see what he looks like today. Starts it with a handoff. There's Rico Dowdle, and he'll get 3 yards on first down. Yeah, Cooper Rush beat us Bengals the last time Dak got hurt and we were here in Dallas. So I don't have a fond memory of that either. All right, 7-0, 12:07 to go. There's a check down to CeeDee Lamb, and he's going to try to get free. He does. He's off to the races, and he will get out to about the 33-yard line, and that is a first down. Hi, Poppy. What up, Steve? First down and 10. Ball's at the 32, excuse me. It's a backwards pass. That's a fumble. That's a fumble. Houston dives on the ball, but Rico Dowdle finally gets back on it. Backwards pass. Rico Dowdle was nonchalant about jumping on that ball, and Houston almost recovered. What? Never do what again? Hi, Poppy. That ball is live. Second down and 10. I guess they call that an incompletion. Are you kidding? That was a joke. Back there's a handoff to Dowdle, and he has nowhere to go. Absolutely nowhere. Met at the line, smashed. Oh my gosh. Whatever his name is. That doesn't even look like a real name. That looks like I don't know what you call it. Morse code. Solo's okay. It's just a lot more to think about. Back to pass, look down the field. He's got time, checks it down and throws it, and it's incomplete. Basically throwing it at the ground. I always get Tolbert and Turpin mixed up. I think that's Tolbert. Yeah, I know that they call that incomplete. The first word out of my mouth is that was a fumble because he threw it backwards and they let it go. All right, Dallas gets one first down. They will have to punt. There is the kick. Oh, he throws it. Oh my God, he catches it. But it's the fake punt and he blows it up. He will not get the first down. And he blows up the play. And dude is down on the ground taking a shot in the back as the punter floats a pass out there. And the defense was ready for this. And Thomas just got lit. Y'all got lit up, cuz. That'll be a turnover. Look, when he tossed that ball to him, he had to get it to him in a heartbeat, and he did not. He just kind of floated it out there. Didn't want him to drop it. Oh, my God. All right, here we go. Ball's at the 37. C.J. Stroud's under center. He's going to go play action. He's looking downfield. He steps up. He's going to take off. Stroud goes, and he dives. Gets about a 4-yard gain, maybe 3. The play worked, but the pass was just like throwing it underhand to your kid so that they can catch it in the backyard. Fundamental, here's what I say about that is that Trey Lance, this is your chance to find out if you have anything at all. Why are you not playing him? Back to pass, Stroud looks, and he's going to get sacked. Back at the 42. Read my lips. Houston must run the ball in order to offset this pass rush. They cannot just go back out there in the pocket and expect for them guys not to be there. What up, Jonathan? Leroy Jenkins. All right, CJ's back, 3rd and 14. That's the one thing. There's a blitz, and they got it read, but there's the screen pass caught, and I can't say his name either. Ogun Badoli is not going to get the first down. It's going to be 4th down, but I think they're going to send out Care Bear to kick a field goal here. No, they're going to leave CJ on the field. They're going to go for it. They're going to run the risk after the turnover on downs. Yeah, no doubt. Back to pass, looking, fires it downfield, and it's an interception. C.J. Stroud grossly overthrew that pass. And here comes Dallas back the other way, and he's tackled 28 with the interception. And you guys are going to have to mark my words. They're going to have to run the ball to beat this Dallas defense. I'm telling you, the pass rush is too good when Micah Parsons is in there and on fire, and the defensive backs are willing to take chances. You've got to run the ball. There's only room for one team in Texas, the Strouds. It's good to see you, Jonathan. How have you been, my friend? Yeah, I think the deal for Houston truly is that you run the ball to open the pass. You're not just going to come in here and throw the ball against Dallas's defense, especially if they're looking for it. Joe Mixon should be having a field day today. And I say that because I want him to have a field day, but it's the true way to defeat this team is you just wear them out with the run, and then that opens up the pass when these defenders get tired of chasing guys that they're not throwing the ball to. Amelia, hello. Amelia Trenton, welcome. Yeah, 3 teams in Texas would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Mentally not great. Work is stressful. Never work in retail or fast food during the holidays. Excuse me. I can understand that, Jonathan. Where would their stadium be, Puppet? Come on, San Antonio? I'm telling you, I think I'm either going to get sick or something's going on here. Miss Amelia over on the Facebook, if you would, please smash the thumbs up, please, and give us a follow over there. Much appreciated. I know Alex would appreciate that if she was here, which she is not. The San Antonio. I like the leather faces. I like the horror theme. Got to come up with something really good. Back to pass, looking. Cooper Rush steps up, fires, and that is caught. That's Ferguson. He's going to get the first down +2. Oh, Georgianne, I can't afford to get sick. Armadillos. San Antonio Tumbleweeds. I was thinking like Diamondbacks or something, have a snake logo. There's a reverse to CeeDee Lamb. He's going to try to get the edge. He makes a cut. He's off to the races and gets tackled after the first down. About 13 yards on the play. San Antonio Snakes. Big old Diamondback for a logo. San Antonio Snakes. The San Antonio Stone Cold Steve Austins. That would be cool too. And there's a handoff, and Dowdle is blowed up in the backfield. That is read very well by the safety who come blasting in. Arizona Diamondbacks. Yeah, I mean, just call it the San Antonio Snakes. Give them the Rattlers. Yeah. Get Spencer Rattler from the Saints and let him be your quarterback. Everybody has to have a snake name. Check it down. There's a handoff to Dowdle. He's got nowhere to go, but he breaks through. He will get about 4 yards on the play, but he was met from the secondary of the Texans, and he is tackled right then and there. The Heartbreak Kids. Yeah, I'd have to think about it a little bit, coming up with an expansion team for San Antonio just to mess Texas up. Back to pass, fires it, and it is picked off, throws right to the DB, and there is another turnover, and this game is getting sloppy and ugly. What city was the score job in Canada? Don't know. Man, I want to watch Trey Lance play. I'm going to be honest with you. I would much rather see Trey Lance today. something fishy about Stroud, throw right to Dallas. Well, I think he's trying to force the passing game right at the moment. And so is Cooper Rush. I think both teams are trying to force the passing game, and they both need to be running the ball. Rush looking worse than Dak. Let's be honest. I can agree with that for sure. Stroud on the decline, Richardson on the rise. The thing about Richardson fundamental, and I'll say it again and again and again, right now you've got to keep him doing things he's comfortable doing. Keep it a little bit more simple and less like he has to play hero ball and rely on your running game. I think his development takes more time than a lot of guys, but what he's shown that he can do is be that guy, but he's also shown that he can be just like the worst quarterback in the league. So I think that as long as they don't keep trying to overload him with too much pressure on what he does, I think Anthony Richardson's got a great opportunity to be one of the better quarterbacks in the league. I mean, Dallas will never go to another Super Bowl as long as Jerry Jones is the owner. I don't know that I agree or disagree with that. I think he needs to just stay out of the football business, period, and be an owner. Amelia, I will check the comments later and check back. And there goes. That's a 2-yard gain. Jerry Jones looks rough for 82. I mean, yeah, we'll figure it out. I'll look at you, Amelia, and see if I can come up with something to help you. All right, it is 2nd down and 8. Stroud's back, and he just keeps throwing the ball, and he is not on target either. I'd criticize Jerry Jones, but I would also run my team like I own it if I owned it. You know what? I think you can do that as an owner, but you can do it not so publicly to where it's criticized, right, Steve? You can have your influence. Just shut up to the media. Just be an owner to the media. Act like you don't have, just make your decisions privately. There's CJ's back to pass on 3rd and 8, and what are they doing? Why are they letting him throw the ball? I think it's going to be an offsides or something. Yep, they're going to get 5 yards on the play. Yeah, I don't care about owners being involved. I just don't want to hear owners talking football on a radio show every week because their ego makes them get out and do such. Yeah, you're right. Back to pass. Stroud fires over the middle, and it's caught for a 1st down. And that is Nico. Listen, they need to run the ball. Is that why you wouldn't? Is that why? Is that not why? Gosh, what's up, Zircotti? And is that why you're not hire coaching and GM with a similar vision? Absolutely. You need to put the people that speak for you in those positions so you don't have to speak. Stroud's back, fires it over the middle. He's got a wide open, and there's a penalty flag back there, and that's to Tank Dell. But I don't know what that flag was. He was all by himself. Yeah, I love the fact that he wants to be active with this team. I do. I I also think that he shouldn't put all that on himself to deal with either. I'm sorry, I don't even know what the penalty was there. First and 10, ball is at the 19. Whatever it was on the defense. Collins has it. I do not understand why they're throwing every down. Got it, illegal contact. I mean, if I was an owner, I'd want to enjoy it. I know that that'll never happen, but I would like to get out there and mingle with the team and then have my private conversations, right? Maybe that is the problem. Maybe they're too involved. Who knows? All right, there's the handoff. There goes Mixon. He is going to barrel through on 2nd and 7. It's going to be 3rd down and 1. Yes, exactly. I'd definitely be very involved in that sense. Yeah, I think an involved owner, an owner that shows that he cares about the team and wants to be a part of it, I think that's huge for morale because some of these teams are just owned by millionaires that just want to throw their money around and be assholes. David Tepper. But yeah, it's just got to be the right way, and that is very close to a first down. They're marking Mixon short, and it's going to be 4th down. What's up, Daniel Barry? How are you doing? Having some oh my god. That's really close. Let's see. All right, they're lined up on 4th and 1. I don't like this play call. Hand it to Mixon. He's getting the edge. He gets to the 10, the 5, the 3. He dives. He's going to be a yard short of the touchdown. Joe Mixon gets the sweep and gets there. David Tepper slander. Let me join in. I'm telling you, that's the way that they dominate this game is run first. I'm not saying CJ can't throw the ball 20 times. I'm just saying that you paid money for a running back. Use him. I'll be surprised as well. Run the same play. Sweep it to the right. Nope, you ran right into that and you're short. Oh, and they're giving him a tutty. I don't know. Joe Mixon's dancing by himself in the end zone. Nobody's coming to celebrate with him because nobody thinks that he got in. He is down right there at the 1.5 yard line. Oh, he's short. His right arm was down. He thinks he was in, though. Hold up. All right, here we go. They're going to hand it back to Mixon. He's going to go back right and rush in. He can run right all day. That right side, he can run all day. Yeah, I don't know. That Bengals-Chargers game, they should have never been in that bad a position to begin with, but we'll see. Kick is up, and it is good. What is going on here? Let's go. Yeah, the Bengals have got some stuff to work out. I think they lack motivation on defense some days. I think there's some really weird stuff going on there, and I just can't get my finger on it. I mean, I think Justin Herbert is probably he's at least a top 8 quarterback in the league based on ability. I don't know. I feel like their offense should score. I really like Harbaugh coaching that team. Bad luck stacked on poor depth. Yeah, having both starting tackles out for most of the season has been a big hindrance. This is the problem that the Chiefs have as well. They have tackle issues. Chargers have what they need to win. I'll tell you that much. Here's the reason why I say that is that you've got to have balance between offense and defense. That's what I look for every single week. I look for balance. And if your defense plays fairly well, you can be a top 10 defense, like say 10th, and you can be a top 10 offense. And as long as you have good balance, you can win a lot of games as long as you don't make mistakes. And I think the Chargers have all the components to win 12 games or more. They have good coaching. They have a good quarterback that can really throw it. And they've got a running game that can sustain it. So they have all of what they need. They've just got to overcome what's called charging, and they've been doing a pretty good job of that. And we're going to go back out here in the field here. I think there was a nice little return there. I am doing my double dipping for this 15 minutes or so. All right, 1st and 10. Ball's at the 36-yard line. Nice return there. Back to pass, and that's checked down to CD. He's going to get about 4 yards, maybe 3. Kay, I'm assuming that there's going to be a lot of money bet on Ohio State in that game. Any good bettor can look at them odds and find a good way to bet. Well, there's some interesting talk about Shedeur Sanders, but there's a handoff, and he has got nowhere to go. Yeah, I mean, honestly, they keep talking like Shedeur and Dion is a pair, and I think that if they could find their way to Dallas, I think that would be funny, because right now I'm not sold on Shedeur Sanders yet. Yeah, and I think Indiana fans would be foolish to think that we can go in there and dominate that game. That is going to be a battle to win on Saturday. Any bets on how much the Craven movie will suck? I don't know. Yeah. And he fits the mold, but I just think that would be a bad ending for Dallas. And they just extended Dak. I guess they could trade him. I'm sure the Giants would probably take Dak. Dion played for the Cowboys, the Falcons. Was there a third team? I'm not sure. I know he played on Dallas and Atlanta. All right, here we go. It is 3rd down and 5, and they're going to get a false start on CeeDee Lamb. That sets them back 5 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 10. Could be, Steve. That's what I'm thinking. Back to pass, looking down the field. Rush fires it. It's completed. He's on the run, but there is a flag. It's going to go all the way to the house. He's going to score if this doesn't come back. Turpin takes it to the house. That is fast. That's going to be a defensive penalty. That'll be declined. That's 6. Man, he was fast too. Kick is up, and it is good. Dallas is on the board. Kenny Turpin, I think his name's Kenny. Turpin got the tutty. He is super fast. I think I cut him finally just because he doesn't get no playing time. Well, the percentages of me being here has gotten larger as I may not have to work now. So, there's a fumble on the kickoff. He picks it up at the 3 and has nowhere to go. Gets gang tackled at the 7. So the possibility is getting higher. You'll know pretty soon. Yeah, Shadur, I think having your dad as your coach all the way through is not a positive. I think that's a bad thing. I think because you need to have somebody else evaluate your talent to be objective. Now I know he's multi-talented, and I know that's the reason why Daddy wants to coach him, but I feel like he needs to be taken away from that. I mean, Manning is a sophomore. Wonder if Curtis Rourke gets drafted. Might be a mid-round steal. Well, fundamental. Here's what I'll tell you, and I know we got a couple lurkers that are to the opposite. Well, first of all, he has the size. He has the arm strength. So I really feel like he is definitely going to get drafted after this season as long as he doesn't buckle under the pressure of playing in Ohio State and Oregon or a SEC team. As long as he shows well in those games and keeps managing the game the way he does, he has an opportunity to be drafted. Mid-round sounds about fair. 3rd, 4th round, somebody needing a project. Cleaning up some stuff over here, and I should be ready to rock. Man, and the way they're holding his arm, I don't know. Miami desperately needs a quarterback too. You are not kidding, Kay. All right, here we go. 1st and 10. They're going to hand the ball off to Mixon, and he runs into his own guy, but bounces off. He's got a lane, and he's going to push forward for 9 yards. Feed that boy the rock. Come on. What's up, Miss Charlie? Doing chores? You don't do chores. Second down and 1. And they're pointing like there's a false start. Sound like it's on Mixon. We're trying, Miss Charlie. We're trying. Let's see. I think Rourke has moved up on the boards a lot as of late. I feel like I recall hearing his name thrown around recently as someone on the rise. Yeah. He was projected to go to the CFL. I mean, out of the University of Ohio. He took this year to come to Indiana. Back to pass, fires it, and that is a complete for a first down. And Robert Woods makes a sliding catch. Supposedly supposed to go to the CFL. But he's just a big kid with a strong arm and a great pocket presence. I think he's got an opportunity for the NFL. I was trying to complete my NFL comparison, and I will come up with somebody here shortly. I hate to say it, but he's a lot like Roethlisberger, only a little bit more mobile. 1st and 10, back, looks, fires over the middle, and that's caught. That's Dalton Schultz. And he's going to get 10, 11, 12 yards on first down. Mixon does want more rushing yards, Steve, because he knows that he can dominate this game. Every time he's bounced a play, there's just been nobody there. They are selling out that pass rush, I'm telling you. All right, there's handoff to Mixon, and this time he has nowhere to go. I say that. Oh my gosh, 49ers might not want to pay Purdy. I've already got this in my head that they're not going to pay Purdy. Perfect type of landing spot for Curtis. Yeah. I'm going physicality, and I don't think. I guess Roethlisberger will be a Hall of Fame quarterback. I'm just looking at he's a big kid, and he looks very similar to what Roethlisberger looked in college. Not saying that his ability is going to be that what he is. If he has that kind of career, I'll be amazed. Check down to Mixon, who's got the first down and then some. He's all the way out to midfield, still on his feet. He's at the 40, 35. He's all the way down to the 30-yard line. He is dominating this game, but there is a flag, and this one's probably going to come back. Too early for Coach of the Year. I mean, we can pick right now who's contending. Coach of the Year right now, Dan Campbell, Dan Quinn. Oh, that's a defensive penalty. Ben Roethlisberger was an ass, period. I don't like him at all. Saying, but anyway, yeah, you can put Harbaugh in there right now. I don't think he's going to get as much play. I think the Dan Quinn with the Commanders rising up. I think Tomlin definitely has to be there. They won't give it to Andy Reid. Period. I don't think. Ben was worse than he's a horse's ass. That's a great comparison. All right, 1st and 10. Ball is at the 16-yard line. Stroud's in the gun. Play action looking. He's got plenty of time this time. He checks it down. He's going to get it to his tight end, and he is going to go down at about the 13. Dan Campbell. Kevin O'Connell deserves some praise too. I mean, he is winning with a quarterback that nobody wanted. There's a handoff to Dell. He's going to try to break a tackle. He cuts it back, and he will be stopped on 2nd and 7. He's going to get about 5 yards on that play. Right now, Dan Quinn seems to be really Sean Payton with a rookie quarterback. That's a fair one. So hard to tackle Roethlisberger. Hey, Crafty, I agree. I watched that guy make me mad many a time on the watching my Bengals. Pitches it out to Mixon, who's going to try to cut it back, has nowhere to go. Team was a dumpster fire when he got there. Yeah, I really feel like the comparison coming out of school is really good for Curtis Rourke. He's a bigger style quarterback. I think there's a lot of similarities. Well, I'm all about it, Adam. But you're going to get a Fairbairn field goal attempt here. Nathaniel Hackett for Coach of the Year. Joe Mixon's already got 108 yards and 2 touchdowns today. Solid. All right. And they get hit with a delay of game. It's still 4th down, 5-yard penalty. Fourth down and 9, 33-yard field goal attempt. Fairbairn's up again. There's the snap, comes in. Hot, kick is up and good. Evan McPherson takes some notes on how to kick a field goal. Let's see, where was we at? Just your friendly reminder that the Jets currently have less wins than they did at this point in either of the last 2 seasons. Was Zach completely aware? I have a daughter that will not let me forget that Zach Wilson's doing much better than Aaron Rodgers. They probably snub Cignetti for Oregon's coach if they lose to Ohio State, though. For Big Ten Coach of the Year, I doubt it. I doubt it. I think Cignetti gets the nod for that. As long as they play in the Big Ten championship, Oregon was a founded powerhouse, and just because they're number one, they kind of were meant to be there. I think the coaching job that's going to get credit will be Cignetti. Seriously, who do we think is in the lead, though? Is it Tomlin? Right now, I still think it's either Dan Campbell or Dan Quinn at the moment. I don't know if they're going to give it to the guy developing the rookie or they're going to give it to the team that just is kicking the snot out of everybody. And that's Tomlin and Harbaugh is a very practical type of vote, Steve, because Tomlin is doing more with really not a super strong offense and finagling, Russell Wilson on $1 million contract. I mean, I like it. I like the coaching job he's doing. And Harbaugh is doing a really good job too. I agree with that fundamental. Tomlin is doing more with less, but he's got all the right pieces to win. I mean, he can win with either quarterback. He doesn't need either one of those guys. Yeah, Zach's not getting a chance to start, but it is what it is. Ole Miss beating Georgia was still a shock. Not really. I still don't have all that faith in Carson Beck. I don't. The kid from Ole Miss, Dart, I think he's a better quarterback. Right now, okay, I would agree with those 5 teams. I just don't think they're in that exact order. Yeah, we'll see. Fundamental. I would take. Well, it's like this. I would take Josh Allen over Jared Goff any day of the week. They've got a very good offensive line. They've got good defensive players that create a lot of pressure. Jared Goff's on easy street right now. It wasn't that long ago. Yeah. Rushes back, fires it downfield, and that's caught by CeeDee Lamb, who breaks a tackle, and he gets the first down plus a few. Crafty, I would not say that at all right now. Don't be putting words in my mouth, bro. Somebody pointed it out really good about the Bengals and where they failed, and really they failed in free agency. Okay, Vasan, I know you don't like the Ravens. I got you, but watch this. The Ravens are undefeated in the NFC against the NFC. Tell me why. For every stat that you can come up with that tells me that they're a bad team, I can come up with one that proves that they're a good team. They've got a new defensive coordinator this year. They lost pieces within the division and free agency, they had to give up players, and yet they're still competing at a high level. And they are capable of going out beating anybody on any given Sunday. Now, Mike Tomlin knows how to play them very well and knows how to stop that type of a team, but it doesn't mean they're fraudulent. It just means they've got a team that's equally prepared to fight them. You know, Crafty, you know where Lamar gets him in the most trouble is that when he's playing a top-tier passing quarterback and he wants to be the big shot. Yeah, John, I look at that and I say, you say the Eagles are getting lucky. I say that they're hitting their stride and finally starting to mesh with new coordinators. I think Vic Fangio has got them, that young defense, ready to rock. I think Philadelphia might be the favorite for the Super Bowl in the NFC, above the Lions. Yeah. You know what, Steve? Howie Roseman, I love him as a general manager. He goes out and he gets all the gritty defensive players. He got that kid from Georgia that should have been the overall first pick, but had his legal troubles. He got him, Walker, and then he goes out and he gets two great corners in the draft. I always mess up the dude's name, and you always correct me. Kenyon Mitchell. And then he goes out and gets Cooper DeJean, who's just a gritty dude. But you know what? I mean, everything is there to win a Super Bowl. Everything. Rushes back to pass. He fires it over the middle. Quick completion. That's going to be out near midfield to Schoonmaker. Yeah. And there you go, fundamental. Temperature is always, Queen Yan. I say Keen. I got it. It's a tough one for me. There's the handoff, and man, he has nowhere to go. Danielle Hunter blows him up in the backfield. Some teams do not play well in the cold. That's awesome, Steve. Rushes back to pass, looking downfield, fires it. It's caught, and that is a first down and more. Nice looking play right there. And that is span forward with the reception and the run. It looked really good. You know, Jared Goff has been blessed with amazing coaching. I'm just going to say that. Dallas is like holding their own right here. Rushes back to pass, fires it over the middle, and that is broken up at the last second by Bullock. I mean, it's been good. I had a lot of conversation today. It's making this game a little more reasonable to deal with. Second down and 10, rushes back to pass, checks it down to Dowdle, who's trying to get outside, and he is cut off, and he will only get 1 yard on that play. Yes. Yeah, and I think that's Campbell making mistakes. I think Dan Campbell made some serious mistakes last year in the playoffs, and he owns them. And that last year was not their year to win. They were playing for this year. So I mean, like I said, I feel like the Eagles and the Lions are the two favorites for the NFC without a doubt. I think Green Bay can be tricky in there. Back to pass, firing it, and that ball is tipped up in the air and it comes down in the backfield, and that is incomplete. 4th down and 9. Detroit is now America's team. Sorry, Dallas. Hey, that's pretty fair assumption. They're getting a lot of bandwagon fans. All right, he is going to go for Brandon Aubrey. Well, I'll do Alex. Brandon Aubrey, the GOAT, going for the big long field goal, and he hit it. 53-yard attempt. Suck on that, Evan McPherson. Dallas has cut this back to a one-score game. Who is Troy? Oh. Listen, they're all better than me, bro. What's up, Mark? Nice to see you. Vikings 8-2 get very little respect. I think Kevin O'Connell's done a really good job. Nobody really wanted their quarterback. They had a rookie that was going to be playing. Absolutely think that the Ravens have a chance against the Chiefs, the Steelers, or the Bills. I really just feel like they can compete with anybody. They're lacking on the defensive end, but if Baltimore can figure out their secondary before they go into the playoffs and tighten that up a little bit, they're not going to be an easy out. Kansas City's not winning. They're not dominating anybody. So you can kind of put them out of that range of blowing somebody away. Then you look at Buffalo. Josh Allen is turned to turnovers. 1 second. And then you got, at the end of that statement, you got the Steelers. And the Steelers are just a well-rounded team that are well-coached. But, fundamental, they do get Pacheco back, but I don't really think they missed him that much. I think Kareem Hunt did a fantastic job in his place. Copyrighted music. My stream is now shut down. The Rick and Morty theme song, bro. It reigns supreme as my ringtone. Getting shut down on Facebook was a trip. Pacheco is still better. I mean, I would go by numbers, and I would say comparably, you're probably correct. But, man, boy, I tell you what, fundamental, I straight up trust Russell Wilson in Pittsburgh more than I do in Seattle. There goes Stroud. He's back. There's a flag on the ground. He checks it down, and he's going to get it out, and that's going to be a first down, and that's Stover. They're going to get Parsons on that, so that'll be a first down. I love Najee. I don't think Najee has an offensive line that's built for the run. Back to pass. There's the knocked up in the air, and that ball comes down harmlessly. But, man, what a rush on the quarterback. Here we go again, trying to throw it. I do agree that Pittsburgh will struggle against better defenses. That's been shown. Divisional matches are going to give them problems, praying that the Bengals can beat them just to make me feel better about the year. There goes Mixon, and he gets hit. Who is that? Kendricks blows through and gets a great hit on him. 3rd down and 10. All right, Mr. Bot. I thought I told you. Why can I not do that? Me and the bot are not getting along today. And there goes for about 7 yards, and they will have to punt. Houston will give up the ball. Nico Collins is going to be a few yards short of the first down. Yeah, Adam, my StreamYard wouldn't let me do it, so thank you. Much appreciated. That one's going to go out of the back of the end zone. And here comes Cooper Rush again. Got a chance to drive him down and make this a game at halftime. Yeah, I think at times you're absolutely correct, Vasant. I think at times the decision making, I look at the team this year. They've fixed a lot of their problems at wide receiver. They still got great tight ends. The offensive line's getting better. Their problems this year really revolve around the defense, and it's because they had to let a lot of talent go, bring in a new DC. I think they're going to find their stride near the end of the year. I think they're a tough out. I think any of the top 4 in the AFC can win, though. Yeah, listen, I'm telling you what, Tucker and you know what, even my kicker, Evan McPherson, Bass, Butker's now out. The kicking game could reign supreme. Who's making field goals? And you know who's making field goals? Fairbairn here in Houston. If CJ Stroud can get back on track, they're a contender. I don't think Indy comes out of this division this year. I think they're too far back, but they're definitely in the driver's seat for a playoff spot. Boswell is unreal this year. You know what I like about Mike Tomlin? He takes the 3 points. How's that? He's not afraid. He's not going to take unnecessary risks and with his team. And if you're going to beat him, you have to beat him. He's going to take every point given. Year of the Lions if their defense can hold up in the postseason. Oh, the one from the XFL. I can't think of his name. Turpin hit 22 mile an hour on that touchdown earlier. You know, my coach this year has become the guy that wants to take all the risks, and he's cost his team a lot this year. I think coaching just decisions. Jake the Goat Bates. Yep. You got to love that guy. There goes Dowdle. He's going to get almost 10 yards on a carry. I don't think he's seen 10 yards on a single carry this year. Joey Sly. I like Joey Sly too. He's been really good. Jake Moody for San Fran's been a little. He just got back off of IR, and I know he missed a couple kicks. I think San Fran's on their way to missing the playoffs. And Dowdle will get the first down on 2nd down and 1. Rush for about 2.5. All right, 1st and 10. Woo, Dolphins and Chargers next Monday night. That could be a really good game. Back to pass, fires, complete, and he's going to get about 8 yards on 1st down. And you know what? Cooper Rush has finally got into a little bit of rhythm. I mean, the Niners, when they have all their players on their active roster playing, are very formidable, but I'm not a big Brock Purdy fan. Back to pass, looking, he's got time, checks it down to Dowdle, and they're starting to pick apart this defense. Yeah, Tyreek is fast, dude. Ravens Chargers next Monday. I think that'll be a pretty good game. Yeah, I think the question in that is which defense will wear the other one out with the running game? It's at LA. I mean, that's going to be one of those games that's going to be fun to pick. I love Keaton Mitchell too, fundamental. Brings a whole different element to that running game. Yeah, and I love Ladd McConkey. Ladd McConkey was who I had picked from the draft to go to the Chiefs. I didn't have him taking Xavier Worthy. I thought they were going to, or whatever Worthy's first name is. I had him taking Ladd McConkey. He would fit in. He would have fit in really well in Kansas City. Just saying. Alex thinks the Chiefs took Worthy because Buffalo wanted him. Yeah, I saw a lot of good and bad with that Chargers defense. If you do good at mixing up your play calling, you've got a really good opportunity against them because they sell out hard on what they think is going on. That was Cincinnati started doing better when they started changing up and they stretched the field a little bit. Tell Alex that makes 0 sense. That's what she says. You can ask her about it. She thought that they traded up to take Worthy so Buffalo couldn't get him. That's her thought process. All right, 1st and 10. Ball's at the 45. Rush has got time. Here comes pressure. He fires it. Overthrown. Oh, they're going to drop a penalty. Who's that on? I think they're going to get him for illegal contact. That's just what she says. You can take it up with her. That was her thought process. I thought they should take Ladd McConkey. 1st and 10. Ball is at the 49. Dallas has got 2 minutes to go. They're driving again. Here comes pressure, and he throws it at Dowdle's feet. That is incomplete. There's a receiver in the area, so it will not be grounding. Danielle Hunter got pressure. Hey, I agree. I'm just saying that's what she said. I got you, Basant. And a lot of people agree with you on that for sure. Back to pass, looking down the field. Rush fires it, and it was short. Oh my God, another flag. Are they getting flag happy again? How is that a penalty? Steve, I agree. I think that one was a penalty. He grabbed him out of the cut. Listen, just bring it up the next time she's in here and then just nonchalantly pick her argument apart. And I will sit back and keep my mouth shut. Rush is back to pass. He throws it to Dowdle, and he is blown up immediately. I think that ball was it dropped? It was. Boy, I tell you what, D-Hop in that role is pretty good. She's as stubborn as it comes on stuff that about her team like that. She'll go down fighting. Rush is back to pass, fires again. That is to CD. They get him, and he gets drug out of bounds. And CD's waving 1st down, but he's 5 yards short. I'm not saying that Worthy was a bad draft choice, and he's had his moments so far and probably will be solid, but he might not ever be much more than Mecole. Yeah, I mean, if you watch the good defensive backs, they check him hard off the line in that first 5 yards. And if they get him out of rhythm on where he wants to go, he's not the ones that don't put hands on him, that's the mistakes. But that's a talent. Here comes a blitz. Rush fires it, and it's caught. Threads one up the middle there, and that is Flournoy. Man, who is that? Yeah, I'm not a huge Hollywood Brown guy, but I think under Mahomes he would have done really well. Back to pass, Rush fires it to the sideline, and Schoonmaker will step out of bounds. Tell you what, Kansas City has been dealt no easy hand this year to try to win. Flournoy's a rookie. Back to pass, looking. Checks it. Oh, my God, and it pops up. Goes right off the hands of Stroud. Just a little bit off target to Dowdle there. Should have been undrafted. Might be 6th or 7th. Interesting prospect. Shouldn't be starting yet. You know what? Dallas needs a little bit more size at wide receiver. Rush is going to take off, and he's tackled after about a 2-yard gain. It'll bring up 4th down, and I think Houston will burn a timeout here. Yes, they will. And here comes Brandon Aubrey, as Alex calls him the GOAT. Dude, she put out that short when Aubrey missed that field goal earlier this year, and, man, the flipping hate just rolled in. Brandon Cooks really helped that offense fundamental. Just saying. I don't think Turpin and Tolbert are both kind of gadgety type of guys, and I don't think they're consistent enough. But I really think that Brandon Cooks gives them some stability at the wide receiver position. All right, kick is up, and he missed it. Oh, he doinked it. He missed it. Brandon Aubrey, wide right. That ball curved, and Jerry Jones looks pissed. Oh, my gosh. Looks like the hold was good. Looks like his left foot slid a little bit when he hit that ball. And he doinks it. Mike McCarthy's like, oh, I can smell that unemployment check now. Zimmer's over there smiling. Wasn't my guys. Stroud's on the field. Back to pass, fires it, incomplete. Yeah, Dowdle really reeks of third down back. He doesn't seem like he can be a bell cow. Zeke is just not there. And here's the thing. What is wrong with Houston? Here's my write-up on Flournoy. 6'1", 197, girthy, tough player who isn't afraid to go over the middle of the field, can win over the top or via catch and run. Strong hands, above average athlete. And that's what he looks like on the field. 6'1", 200. That's a pretty good size wide receiver. He presents some solid matchup issues. Oh, then CJ just gets blown up there. And because Houston abandoned the run here, Dallas is just teeing off on them. Limited route tree and locks up. Lacks top end speed. He's a developmental prospect. That's a pretty good take, Steve. I spend a lot of time watching the college guys, but there's so many to keep up with. I don't know how you do it. Punt is away. What's up, John? Fair catch is called for at the 16 or the 17. Dallas will get the ball back with 37 seconds. Hey, look, I get to show you all my member milestone. Yep, see that left foot slid just a hair. All right, there's the check down. And that's Zeke. And Ezekiel Elliott gets a good bit of yards there. Yeah, Alex has got her. She's at her new job. Now she has 2 jobs. So less on Monday. You'll still see her on Thursday and Sunday. Yeah, it's okay. I'm the buffer. She's the talent. I'm the buffer. I know you will, John. Thank you. Surratt might be really good in the NFL, but I think all of them receivers have an opportunity. He checks it down. He's going to hit the tight end, and he's going to fight his way out of bounds. Good carry there. No, Basant. She's a few years older than college age. She's too lazy for college. No. Oh, he goes deep down the sideline, and that's a good attempt. Flournoy makes a good attempt at it, but cannot bring it in. No, sir. No masters for Alex. I wish she had a master's. She could take care of her dear old dad. Second down and 10. Here comes pressure. Rush steps up, fires it over the middle, and that is defended well, knocked down. The flags have been flying for Dallas the last couple trips down, but they do not get one here. That is not a Cooper Rush strength throwing on the rollout. His arm strength diminishes quite a bit once he gets out of the pocket. At least that's my observation. All right, 3rd and 10. Back to pass, looking, checks it down, throws that away. I forgot that Dallas traded for Mingo as well. Dallas really feel like their problems are at wide receiver. It might be the guy getting them the ball. And I think we're headed to halftime here. Okay, they're going to go for it here on 4th and 10. They got to be really careful because they got to burn 5 seconds. And that will get us to halftime. All right. What will the topic of conversation be over the half today? If you want to talk about this game, we're more than willing to do so. There's a lot of fail that I saw in this first half. Houston has been leading at halftime for a season-high 10th time this year. What's up, Nell? Panthers got a 4th round for Mingo, fleeced them. That's all they got. Chiefs gave up a 5th for Hopkins. I mean, yeah. Chilling in Jacksonville, Florida. That sounds like fun, Nell. That's a good question, John. I do not know how many NFL stadiums have the tunnel behind the benches. Isn't there some stadiums that share a tunnel? What about Tampa? Because I seem to feel like the locker rooms are right next to each other in Tampa. Let's see how far out I am on my fantasy, just to check it. I'm only down 25 points, and I got 2 quarters to go. Don't think I'm going to get there. Joe Mixon has to equal what he did in the first half and the second half. Wow, do you realize the second half is only like, or the first halftime's only like 15 minutes? Man. Let's go. Get that ready to rock. Speaking of stadiums, wonder what IU will do with the Rock this off season. I know part of the plan is to build a press booth. Yeah, Memorial Stadium's getting some work done, bro. I was doing a little bit of a deep dive into the Signetti expansion or extension and locking him down. And you know what? I think the goal is to make Indiana a top tier college football program, which has been ignored over the course of the last 30 years. I think when you change the way you see yourself, the university will definitely spend the money because it's going to bring in the money. I think that stadium is going to get a nice new look. I think we're going to see. The facilities and even increase in value. So I'm really stoked about that. I know they put some money in Assembly Hall a few years back too. I really feel like we're going to see an influx of dollars into this football program. You think this year was good? Next year they may not win as many games. They may not be as good of a team, but they're going to be competitive with the bigger teams. And I think they're going to do everything they can to be a contender every year. And I love that mentality finally, because look at it, man. I didn't watch Indiana football 2 seasons in the last 15 before this year. I watched the COVID year with Michael Penix, and I watched one of Mallory's last years. And that's pretty much it. I think that was Antoine Randall L., if I'm not mistaken. I mean, I know that was in the cards. I assume we'll see something rather quickly. I would love to see them in Lucas Oil Stadium for a little bit, depending upon how much what they actually have planned. I will definitely have some research done. Oh, and by the way, Christian Watson is just becoming a very good receiver with his hands. Ronnie, I don't play any live audio or video from the game. I do my own personal commentary is to not be taken down off of Facebook or YouTube. Well, they were just showing some college foot or some Canadian football there. Next live? Well, the next live we'll have my daughter back. She'll be back Sunday night, unless I'm in here Saturday for college. It's in the description, Ronnie. If you come over to the YouTube, if you come over to the YouTube, Ronnie, you can click on that link right there to get you to YouTube. And then it's in the description of the video, all the social media links. What is that right there? Players complaining about crap food. I think it's just a process. Ohio State has narrowed it down. They have it figured out. I think Indiana becoming a football school where it never really has been one, always focused on basketball. It never really prioritized the nutrition for the football team. I think that'll all become big. I think Signetti gives them the legitimacy to actually go out and do the proper research and put the right stuff out there. A strange Canadian. What's up, Michael? A strange Canadian movie. Man, the only comedian hers is in the one for the sports channel is in here. That's the YouTube. The link I sent you is the YouTube, and the Instagram is in that. Here's the username. It's the same everywhere. Let's see. John, there's a website with all the stadium and tunnels listed, but it's from 2019 and has section numbers so that it doesn't really answer the question. I know that I got to step out on the field at Tampa, and I feel like it all came out they all came out the same spot from their field. Yeah, hopefully this game has been okay. It's just it lacks. It feels like it lacks premier competition. I don't know how to help you, Ron. Hang on. Just as long as Dallas loses, you'll be happy. Well, the bad thing is, Michael, I'll just give you a little recap of the first half. Houston came out with the running game with Mixon, and they really poured it on early on in this game. And then they took their foot off the gas a little bit, and Dallas just kind of started working their way back in. They backed off the defense from the line, let them get a couple nice, easy completions. They got one long touchdown run to Turpin on a slant, and Dallas is just kind of hanging around right now. It's not a good look for Houston. They don't play well on the road. If Houston wants to win this game, they're going to have to run the ball. They're literally going to have to run it and just play an effective half. Cooper Rush has got it starting out on the third quarter here. And he gives it to Dowdle, and he has nowhere to go. Texans in the second half, past 4 games, negative 4.5 point differential and 0 touchdowns. Well, let's see if they can do it today. Rush steps up, and he's going to be sacked, and he's going to be grabbed from behind. That's Danielle Hunter. Finally takes him down as he was starting to get very comfortable in the pocket. That's a good way to shake his confidence a little bit. Hunter coming off right tackle just reaches out and grabs him by the shoulder pad. Okay, it's now 3rd and 13. Houston drops 3 deep into coverage here. They got 4 deep back here protecting that first down marker. They got 1 sneaking up, back to pass, looking. Rush throws the crossing pattern to Lamb, and he will be tackled. The safety comes up and gets him. He'll be 5 yards short of the first down, and Dallas will have to punt. I posted the Instagram just a few seconds ago, Ronnie. Oh, maybe it didn't go to both. Hang on. There you go, Ronnie. Punt is away. It's going to go back. It's going to be fair caught at the 25-yard line. I figured we would see Alex at some point in here tonight, but she hasn't made it in yet. Nico Collins, probably the most underrated elite wide receiver in the league. I agree. They paid him accordingly this year, and he did a great job. It's a shame he was hurt because when he got hurt, he had the most receiving yards in the NFL. All right. Well, welcome, Ronnie. Look forward to getting to know you a little bit. Yes, got you. Thank you. Yes, sir. Or ma'am. Yeah, I mean, fundamental, you as an organization, your coaching staff and ownership has to build a team to compete with your division first. You've got to build a team to win your division. And I think for the Colts going forward, I really feel like cornerback and and keeping that linebacker position stocked is probably going to be a necessity for you guys. Tight end, I don't know about how much, but it seems like there's free agent tight ends every year, and you can kind of go out and find one without having to draft one too high. And that was Tank Dell on first down, and I think he got about 4 yards. See, that's why I don't understand the Bengals drafting process. I know they took Amarius Mims late in the first round this year, but they should have been building an offensive line around Burrow. That should have been the first priority. Fires it over the middle, and that's caught. Tank Dell again. Yeah, teams this time of year look a lot different than what they started. Injury is a big part of the NFL landscape. All right, first down and 10. They're going to go fake. Stroud rolls out, looking downfield. He's going to run and step out of bounds after a 2-yard gain. Michael, what do you think about DeVito starting next week for New York? Got to have some thoughts about that. Moving on from Danny Dimes. And there's the check down. And that's John Mechie. He's going to get a first down, I believe. $15 rush, 24 pass plays. They need to be checking the ball down to Mixon or giving it to him, but they hand it off there, and he's going to get about 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5. Second down and 5. Back to pass, looking, fires over the middle, wide open, and he's going to take it inside the 15 all the way down to the 10-yard line. That is Nico Collins. Big available hands out there for that play. Just couldn't cover him. Worked the slant. Ball was on time. Right in before the safety got there. They have Kenny Moore, Jalen Jones, Juju Brents was a second rounder from Kansas State. He looked special when healthy. You were going to ask me about that. I think it's tank time for the Big Apple. That's what I think. I think he'll change the mentality a little bit. I think the guys will, kind of rally around him a little bit and try to do better. I think Danny Dimes lacks on the leadership side of it. It's kind of that whole put up or shut up thing. Giants are looking for a draft pick at this point, I feel. So the worst thing that can happen now is winning extra games, honestly. Hand off to Mixon. He's got the edge, and he barrels and gets really close to a first down on 2nd and 8. But there's another flag on the play. Every time he goes to on the sweep, there is always a flag. Offensive holding. How would you like your name to be? Juice Scruggs. Here comes my cough again. All right, 2nd down and 18. They put themselves in a big hole. Back to pass, looking down the field. And CJ breaks away, checks it down. And that is Meshy again. It's going to be 3rd down and about 8. Still don't believe the Giants GM knows what he's doing. Yeah, Michael, Daniel Jones had the skill set, too many head coaches and too much failure and not enough development. You're probably right. Back to pass, and that is caught. No, it's dropped. And that'll be 4th down. The Texans are going to kick a field goal here. Well, you watch. That'll probably be the same thing that ends up happening in Chicago as well. Happened to Zach Wilson in New York. Kick is up, and it is good. I have 2 friends that are diehard Giants fans. The Daniel Jones pick was absolutely insane, and them giving up Barkley, they're incredibly frustrated. Yeah, so I'm trying to think. Daniel Jones has been there about 6 years. Looking at something because I don't think I want to see something. Okay, let's see. Okay, that was Kyler Murray draft, Nick Bosa, Quinnen Williams, Daniel Jones, selected 6th overall. And I'm going to go back. I'm just wanting to see who came out. Yeah, that was a pretty poor quarterback draft, to be fair. But it's not the 19 draft that I was concerned with. Yeah, he's the emergency because of the physical thing in his clause. It's cost him like $23 million. Let me go one more year back because I think that's where the problem was. Let's see. All right, they're going to give it to CeeDee Lamb on a quick pitch. He's got a lane. He's going to get a first down. He'll get about 11 yards on the play. Yeah, Drew Lock is staying at the 2. They're not going to let him play because they're going to cut Daniel Jones. It's going to be like a Russell Wilson cut from last year. Or trading him. I don't know who's going to want to take on that contract. I think he's going to be cut. So the year before they took Saquon, 2nd overall, and man, that was the Josh Allen draft. Look at everybody after. I mean, Giants, Saquon was a dog, but Sam Darnold was 3rd in that one. But Denzel Ward, Bradley Chubb, Josh Allen, Roquan Smith. Back to pass, looking down the field, he fires, and it's caught at midfield. That's a first down, and that's Schoonmaker. Yeah, you're right. That's the mistake. Running back is a secondary position. I know it's important. I know they've proven that this year, but they needed a quarterback in 2018, and let's just look who was available at the time. Josh Allen, Sam Darnold. Who cares about Josh Rosen? I know there's a couple others in this draft here. Lamar Jackson. And then I think the 2nd round has hang on a second. Maybe not. Mason Rudolph was in the 3rd round. Fires it over the middle, and that's another completion for another first down. And Dallas is moving the ball, and that is span forward again. God, the Bengals got Jesse Bates, 54th overall. What a steal. They got that pick from Kansas City. Yeah, I was looking for Jalen Hurts. I guess it was the next year. Yeah, because they took Dallas Goedert in that second round. Then Mason Rudolph went in the third round. All right. Rushes back to pass. He's going for it all down the sideline. He's got a receiver. Oh, CeeDee Lamb was there, but Stingley Jr. got in there and knocked it away. There is flags on the field. I don't think it's going to be on the ball. Yeah, Hurts was the same. There's going to be an offensive penalty there. What a nice play. CeeDee Lamb turned into DB there. The question is would they have taken the time to develop Josh Allen correctly? Rushes back to pass. Here comes pressure. He lets it go to nobody over the middle. It's going to bring up 3rd and 20. I mean, I still don't feel like, I feel like Josh Allen still has a lot of flaws in this game. But he would have fit well at Indianapolis. That was right after they fired Grigson and got Ballard. Got it. Back to pass, looking down the field. He fires it. Almost picked off. They keep going after Stingley Jr., and he just keeps coming up big. I'm just saying that not many teams, especially in today's environment, would have dealt with Josh Allen's shortcomings early in his career. He could be in just as bad a position as kick is up, and it is good. 64 yards. Brandon Aubrey just buried the long field goal. Oh, wait a second. I didn't see the flag. Are they going to take it off the board? So they're going to not put the points on the board. They're going to move it forward. Barnett gets the 15-yard penalty. I don't exactly know what he did there. Oh, he slapped his head, I guess. It wasn't the center, though. Was it? I thought the center was the one that couldn't be touched, but. And there it is. They're going to get it to Tolbert, and he's going to go out of bounds. And that's another first down, and Dallas is inside the red zone and pushing. Josh Allen is playing good football, but there was a couple years there where we didn't know if he was going to make it. John, I think it's against if it's against the center. And Alex made a great point a couple weeks ago. If it wasn't for Buffalo drafting Josh Allen, Indianapolis never would have taken a chance. Fumble, ball's loose. Cooper Rush falls on it. Would have never been able to take a chance on Anthony Richardson, because that was the first time that somebody just drafted raw talent. Yeah. Go back and watch him play in college. Other than having a little bit more experience. Oh, I thought that was Alex. I'm sorry, Steve. I will definitely throw that. And it's, oh my God, jumped in front of the pass and just about picked off Rush, but dropped it. That was Bullock. Well, I literally heard the words come out of her mouth, but maybe she was repeating what you typed, sir. Don't mean to steal your thunder, but that's a great point. Back to pass, 3rd and 15, fires it to the sideline. What a throw to CD. That was a dot, but he is going to be short of the first down. Hey, there's a lot of great points that come out of this chat, Steve. I will say that right now. I think there's a lot more intelligence in our chat than what we give it credit for. Also, there's a ton of ignorance as well. 4th and 2, they're going to go for it. Rush rolls out. He's got pressure. He fires to the end zone, and it's incomplete. And Dallas just turned the ball over, but there's a flag on the play. Who's getting bailed out? And it's going to be offensive holding, and that's going to be declined. Oh, my God. Listen, I was screaming fundamental. I was screaming that nobody wanted to take Will Levis. I was never on board with the Will Levis pick. But around here, and I'm in the same area you are, it was widely talked about that he was going to go to Indy. I mean, he was so confident that he was getting drafted in the top 5 that he showed up. Remember them panning the camera to Will Levis every time another pick went out in the first round and he didn't get selected? His girlfriend was on fire, though. Gotta say that. I just saw too many of his games in college. She was looking A-okay. Jumping out of the recliner, forgiving Chris Ballard for everything. Yeah, I live around a bunch of Colts fans. I mean, true Colts fans. And it's usually 50-50 on Ballard. I mean, Indy's been has really been through some turmoil. The Andrew Luck retirement thing was probably the biggest hit that they were ever dealt. So watch this. I just want to make a point that Dallas kicked a 64-yard field goal. They got the penalty and then decided to go for it on fourth down. And Mixon's going to run for about 5. He's good for 5 every time he touches it. Then they lose. They don't get the points. And now instead of being down 7, they're still down 10. And let's see the time left here. I think we got like 5 minutes left in the third quarter. 1:47 left in the third quarter. And Mixon's starting to run the ball again. They're going to hand it off. They handed off the first time. He got 5. Here we go. It's 2nd down and 5. They got 5 in the box, 8 in the box. I would check this to a pass play, but they're going to give it to Mixon again. Right there, Steve. Do you see that like I see that? They load up the box with 8 guys, and Stroud does not audible to a pass. Am I wrong there? Because he just let that be a 0 gain. Third down and 5. Dallas showing blitz. Here comes pressure. Stroud avoids it, fires, and that is caught by Tank Dell. Did he step out before he caught it? They're saying no. So that is going to be a catch. I mean, listen, we sit here and watch these games. Back to pass. He's going to check it down. He's going to get it out, and that's going to go to Dalton Schultz, who's looked really good today. It's very run pass. I know they in the first half they started running and then just passed all the way through. I'm just saying that as a quarterback, if you see 8 in the box and you've got a left trap, a trap to the left, wouldn't you audible out of that and go to play action pass? I mean, it seems like the logical thing to do when they're stacking up for the run like that. I'm keying in on quarterback intelligence because usually CJ Stroud makes good decisions like that. He might not be allowed to. Houston has the ball. Third quarter just came to an end. Let me check the scoreboard here. I got you. And that's the part that I don't know. I'm just saying is just observing from the sidelines, that's what I see. I mean, fundamental and it's purely my guess is purely just from my own experience watching that I think he has to have an audible. I would assume he has some kind of an audible. I'm just not sure what it is that makes him change his mind, his read. I mean, I see 8 in the box and I see man-to-man coverage on the 2 wideouts. I'm thinking that I'm taking a chance throwing the ball, but he may not see it the same way as I do, or may think that they're going to back out. I don't know what his read is. I'm just saying that if he can't make that decision against and furthermore, this Dallas defense has been kind of teeing off on the quarterback, and that might be why he chose to run it. I don't know. I like to question things like that. It helps me learn more about the game. Wow, Taysom Hill versus Cleveland. 3 rushing TVs. All right, going to go hand off to Mixon. He's going to cut back, and he's going to be really close to the first down marker. Omaha. They marked him short. 3rd and 1. CJ Stroud quick snaps it, fires it, and almost gets picked off on the bad throw. And that is a mistake. That was a bad throw. Just about got Tank Dell flattened over there on the sideline. Yeah, and that's what, that's what I wasn't sure about. I like to speculate, but I like to have information too. And he's going to get a really nice punt, and that's going to bounce up, and it's going to hit, and they're going to down that at the 7, but there is a flag. Yeah, they both threw a bad interception earlier. Both quarterbacks have a bad throw under their belt. Houston just doesn't do very well on the road, period. Yeah, and last year, Steve, it seemed like when CJ threw the ball, he did not settle for checkdowns as much. He pushed the ball up the field a lot more. And I think that's what made him so good as a rookie, is that he was hitting the long and intermediate stuff because all the teams were loading up the box expecting him to check down. And now he's just kind of getting into that mold of a game manager. I hate to say that, but that's what he kind of looks like. Back to pass, rush fires it. He's got a man down the sideline, and CeeDee Lamb makes a great grab. Oh my gosh, what a catch. In stride. We haven't seen CJ Stroud take really any long shots, hardly at all. All right, it's 1st and 10. Ball's at the 36. Back to pass. There's a flag, and who is that? Number 85. Illegal shift, it looks like. That was Fant. I don't know who that is. P. Fant. All right, 1st and 15. Back to pass, check, hands off. Dowdle's got a lane. He's going to get about half of that, maybe a little bit more. Give him 8. Take that back. Give him 9. Rico Dowdle has not been what they need tonight. 10 rushes for 28 yards. Rushes back to pass. He's going to, oh, it's a fumble. And it's picked up by the, it's fumbled again. And it's picked up. Here goes Big Man. Big Man's going to run it in for a tutty. Big Man tutty. Who the heck is the big boy? Big Man tutty. Who gets it? 2 strips on that play. First one, Barnett gets the tutty. Let's see. Barnett is the one that strips it. And then the big man picks it up, and then Petrie knocks it out, and Barnett picks it up and runs it to the house for about a 20-yard touchdown run on the defense. And that is a fumble. Great job of grabbing that arm. And that will just about seal the deal. Kick is up, and it is good. Big Man tutty. What? What is up, Adam? Good to have you back. Listen, you're preaching to the choir, Fundamental. So you give up a draft pick for Trey Lance to be your 3rd string, but this is a great opportunity to showcase what he can do. We're not about Dallas winning games right now. We're about trying to figure out what Dallas's future is. And if you can get something out of Trey Lance, if you can see something that's got, some ability or some talent there, then you need to figure out what he can do. If nothing else, you can trade him and go on about your business. All right, what I do, Steve? And not the now. Oh, it is. It's not about the now. Their season's done. I mean, I don't think Dallas has any opportunity at this point. He ain't getting any younger. I got you. Sometimes I don't read the chat right away, and I'm thinking, well, it might be something else. Listen, I'm all about Cooper Rush being the backup in Dallas, but if Trey Lance can be something, or you can get something for him to improve your team for next year, that's what Dallas should do. But that's not the Dallas way. It's it's not about caring so much fundamental. It's about, kind of just understanding the landscape of why teams make decisions like they do. And trading for Trey Lance, giving up a draft pick, it means that you have some expectation that he has value. But if you don't let him play and then you lose him to free agency, why'd you trade for him to begin with? You're down 17 points and you've blown any chance you had to win the game, but yet you still send, Cooper Rush out here down 17 because Jerry Jones will not throw in the towel. Oh my God, what a hit. And they're going to throw a penalty flag on that hit just because of how brutal it looked. So, yeah, you're right. He's still trying to win. Is he making that call or is Mike McCarthy? There's a good question. Who's still running this game right now? I don't believe that's a penalty. I mean, I think the penalty needs to be on the quarterback for putting the receiver in the position to get hit like that. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the way I felt for a while. I feel like Mike just, hey, here's the meeting. Mike, if I send down a call, you just do what I say, and then you can keep your job. Look, Derek Carr basically almost got Chris Olave killed. Derek Carr should be held accountable for that, not the defensive player. Rush throws it deep. It's overthrown and dropped. I'm sorry, it's not overthrown. It was basically underthrown. I mean, well, furthermore, yeah, not playing Zeke is just an FU to this team, honestly, because Zeke can do better. Yeah, we're BSing Michael a lot, but it's 3rd down and 10 here. Let me get back to the game a little bit. Fires over the middle, and that's broken up. Good play. Rico is better than Zeke. At this point in their career, I would agree with that. But how about letting Deuce Vaughn get some carries? How about letting Zeke get some carries just to see if he can be a spark? Why not try something a little bit different since those guys are not getting the carries? Back to pass, 4th and 10. They deem it necessary to go for it. And Cooper Rush fires it over the middle, and it's caught. But there's going to be a holding penalty in the backfield. This one's going to come back, but they will get another play. I bet. Hang on a second. I'm not going to disagree with you. He's got 54 carries this season for 171 yards. And now they are forced to punt. Gets it away cleanly. And he'll get it at the 20. I guess Dowdle has about 30 more carries. Ooh, I don't know. Yeah, kind of, Michael. This game is kind of just kind of crazy, and I like probing everybody to see how everybody feels about stuff. And I'm not disagreeing. I think Dowdle has had a better season, but at this point, like I said, it's the season's in the shitter right now for this team. Why not? I mean, how many times have you seen Deuce Vaughn play? Was that just a draft pick just to make his dad feel good because he's in the recruiting department? I forgot what I was going to do. I like the Rams. I really like the Rams. Yeah. Yeah. Look, I'm of the opinion that, like, here you go in about what, for example, I'll use the Bengals as an example. If the Bengals lose if they lose to 7 or 8, right, where they eliminate themselves from effectively having any kind of chance at the playoff, then I want to see guys like Jamar Chase sit. I don't want to see them hurt. I don't want to see Joe Burrow hurt. I want to see my backups in there playing, because at some point you got to start planning for next season and give up on this year. This Dallas job, I listen, hear me out. If anybody goes to Dallas, I hope it's Belichick. And I'm going to say why. Because I think Belichick will go in there and demand control. Yes, 7th rounder, fundamental. You correct. He'll go in there and he'll demand control and take Jerry out of the equation. Stroud's back looking downfield. He's going to run it, and he's got an open lane. He's going to get all the way out of bounds at the 40-yard line. CJ Stroud with about a 20-yard run there. I like Belichick taking it because, A, it silences Jerry Jones to some degree. You know, Robert Kraft had a voice in New England, and Belichick and him were on the same page. He's not the same age as Jerry. Belichick's maybe 70, 71. Jerry's 82. That's a big difference. I wouldn't want that job. And that is that complete? They're going to say that Nico Collins caught that ball. He picked it up off the turf. Let's see. Boy, it's going to be hard to disprove that he caught it. I see the ball move, but I can't see the ball hit the ground. So guess what? That's a catch. You never see the ball touch the ground. You see it move. Yeah, you can't tell. So that's a catch. Listen, that's a catch. I'm gonna go out and say that that's what I see a catch. Looks like his arms were together. You can't tell me the ball touched the ground. I mean, Jerry Jones. I'm trying to think who he would put in, who he wants for that job. Either he wants a guy like Belichick. Kellen Moore is not coming back. Oh my gosh. Listen, if Cincinnati were to fire Zach Taylor, I think that job's more appealing than any of those jobs. I just think that. Yeah, John, I don't think there's any evidence to overrule that. You see the ball move, but you can't see it touch the ground. If you can't see it touch the ground, it's never incomplete. Jeff Saturday. Yeah, talk about a situation there. Look at who he's given. Look at who he's given chances to in the past. Like Brad Garrett. Do you go into the college football ranks or do you really try to grab Dion? I mean, in all honesty, is that the play? That feels like a Jerry play. Dion feels like a Jerry play. Here we go. I'm going to go back to that. I'm going to go back. What about the Titans? Oh, Vrabel? I think Vrabel will have a better choice of a job. Here, watch this. Dallas tanks the rest of the season. They trade with the Giants. They send them Dak and trade for Daniel Jones as a backup. And just in theory for the trade, give Dallas Dak or give the Giants Dak. They tank and get Shedeur Sanders and Deion Sanders to come in and coach. And then they cut ties with Danny Dimes. Huh? Yeah. I can't remember his name, but who is the GM in Tennessee? I need to know his name. I can't think of it. See? Giants fans, we take Danny Dimes off their hands. Yeah, Khan. So Khan and Vrabel couldn't agree on roster. So they couldn't agree on roster. And Brian Callahan took the job because he wanted a head coaching opportunity. And then he didn't have to accept full responsibility for the roster so that he could work on coaching. It was a win-win. But Vrabel was the patsy in that deal. And that's a punt. 9:45 to go. Yeah, it's not Khan. I just can't think of his name. Dang it. Rand Carthon. So his hiring, I meant Tennessee. Sorry. But Rand Carthon wanted roster control. And that's the reason why Callahan's there and Vrabel was out. I thought the second that Vrabel got fired, Cincinnati should have went and got him for a DC or a defensive, or an associate head coach. Yeah, Vrabel was threatening. I thought this year, Vrabel would be the guy in Seattle. Oh, sack. Cooper Rush got smoked. Settle Jr. right up the middle. Comes in, blows by the center, and just squashes Rush at the 3-yard line. Rush had no time. Vrabel is the get. Vrabel or Belichick is the get right now. Rushes back to pass. Here comes pressure. He's going to get up. Fires up the middle. And that is caught. These tight ends have been a big help for Cooper Rush today. Schoonmaker. I'm afraid Carolina is going to be kind of stuck in a pattern until they figure out the difference between ownership and coaching. And Zach Martin is hurt on the field right now, and that is not good. Talk a little bit about Thursday night. What do you want to bet that Cleveland and Pittsburgh is a tight, ugly game? Does anybody want to take a bet on that? I also didn't believe in Bryce Young, though. I am an anti-tiny quarterback personally. Fundamental, that's my only fear right now with and Zach Martin walked off the field. That's my only fear with Jaden Daniels, is that Jaden Daniels reminds me too much of RG3 and that he's going to get broken. Back to pass. Rush has got time. He fires it. He takes a big shot, but gets it to Zeke, who runs out for a first down or really close to it. He's going to be short of the first down, but Zeke gets about 9. I don't think Saban's coming back. His stint in Miami was so ugly. Baker proved me wrong, and at least Kyler and Daniels can run. Yeah, Daniels doesn't have the size, though. He doesn't have the physicality, and that's what scares me about him. I feel he reminds me of RG3. I can't help it. He's on Washington. That's who he reminds me of. Kyler Murray, I like Kyler Murray, but I mean, there's only been one quarterback under 6 foot tall that's ever won a Super Bowl. So the likelihood of that happening. What are you saying there, Fundamental? I don't know that I can read that for some reason. Dougie. I mean, no, Doug Flutie. And there is a bad throw by Cooper Rush. I was sitting there thinking about the running quarterbacks. I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that Doug Williams was. Yeah, I got it. Doug Williams was. I think he was 5'11" too. Doug Williams and Russell Wilson. I'm sorry, Doug. I don't think Doug Williams was over 6 foot, or was over 6 foot. I think Russell Wilson's the only under 6 foot quarterback to win a Super Bowl. Rush is back. He's gonna be sacked again. The pass rush is finally getting in there to him, and that's Danielle Hunter again. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I'm not trying to be rude to like Cardinals fans, but that's the reason why I don't think no matter what they do, they're going to win a Super Bowl, and I don't think they can win it. Why? So in that instance, why draft Bryce Young? Why draft a 5'9" or 5'10" quarterback if you know that the odds are stacked against him ever winning a Super Bowl? Oh, I get it, because your ownership wants you to. There is another sack, and they're starting to pile up on Dallas. That's why Curtis Rourke is a better draft selection than Bryce Young, because he's got the physicality. Oh yeah. Convincing that owner down there. I mean, Bryce Young should have never been drafted first. And really, if it wasn't, fundamental, and I know you're a Big Ten guy too, but do you remember what they were saying about CJ Stroud going into the draft that he couldn't comprehend? No, Eli's. Let's see. Let's look him up. Eli Manning is 6'5". Now Zach Martin goes off the field again. This time he's hobbling. Well, but I'm not even talking about his ability, because he was my pick out of that draft. There goes Mixon around the edge. He's at the 20, all the way down to the 13-yard line. Listen, when you're on a field full of monsters, Jonathan, sometimes it's hard to tell, because some of your offensive linemen are 6'5", 6'6", and 320 makes a 6'5", 220 guy look tiny. There was something about his cognitive ability skills that some test that he took that they called into question, and that's what took Carolina off of him. I can't remember what that was. Yeah. G2 or G5 or something like that. And I seen it. I couldn't remember what it was called, but I remember that being all the rage, and that was when he went from, oh, he's going to be here, to now, oh, there's something wrong. And then they were like saying that, they basically said that his cognitive skills were not good enough, and that he couldn't process the field, or some kind of bull that that they get started, and then that's what flipped Bryce Young. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I just remember that being the narrative. Mixon with a 4-yard or a 5-yard run there. I mean, yeah, it did. It sounded scammy. What's up, Al? Drew Brees was 6 foot even. I always pick the worst games to stream. We just picked the primetime puppet. I don't know what to say. There's more flags on the field right now than I've ever seen. And I missed the whole dang thing. Well, let's see what happened here. Two guys fighting. Laramie Tunsil right there. They don't want to back off each other. Here comes everybody else. There's a big toss. Let's see who throws the flag. There's one flag. They're going to be offsetting penalties. So guess what? Let's just redo this stuff all over again. Yep, here we go. Flag, flag, flag. Yeah, tell him. I do remember him saying, I'm not a test taker. He's a passing specialist or something kind of like that. There's the rollout. Stroud checks it to Mixon. Mixon goes out of bounds at the 3-yard line. 1st and goal for the Texans. Well, they're still getting mouthy. Micah Parsons going after Robert Woods. What's up, Hood Billy? Straight up. Here we go. 1st and goal. And there's a flag in the end zone. They got 12 men on the field. That'll be half the distance. And also, don't forget to smash that thumbs up. Obviously, everybody missing Alex today. All right, here we go. 1st and goal. They're going to hand it off to Mixon, and he's going to barrel his way in. That should be a touchdown. I'll take some more fantasy points, but it ain't going to be enough to save me. Still looks like I'm going to lose by 19 points. A ball placement specialist. At that point, I knew I was wrong about him. Look, I got it. I sold myself on Stroud watching him in the national semifinal that year. Playing hurt, really throwing. She should have won. Let's see. I'll check here in a second. Let me put the score up. Should be about over with, though, at 34-10. Jerry Jones looks pleased. How did Alex do? Kickoff goes through the back of the end zone. It'll be 1st down at the 30. Let's see. Oh, she fell apart at the end. She lost. I'm going to go from 6th. Oh my gosh. I'm going to fall out of the top half of the bracket. That's no good. Three seasons in a row, they've went 12-5 up until this year. The thing that got me about Kyler was that they had to put in his contract that he had to study film and not play video games. Yeah, fair. I remember that deal. And I remember he came out this year when Call of Duty 6 came out and got a big extra endorsement money, was kind of smirking about it. Yeah. Now he's sponsored by Call of Duty. But yeah, I think that's a big part of the problem. I think college quarterback now is too much on a lot more on individual play and athleticism as opposed to into learning offense and actually performing, understanding a playbook and scheme. How's that? I think that's the direction that they're going. Yeah, I'm going to go back. Fundamental is that, well, all right, Steve, because my brain is whack. The wide receiver in Las Vegas that had the accident. What's his name? Alabama wide receiver. Ruggs, Henry Ruggs, right? Yes. Henry Ruggs. Look, these guys go to college. Now, okay, remember, he's pre-NIL. Okay? Dude's pre-NIL, comes out of college, gets a contract, goes to the NFL, and of all places lands in Las Vegas. I don't know if these teams, but you know what? Going from being a college kid to where your food and your stuff is paid for and you don't have a lot of extra money, you're just trying to get your contract and get through, to having a bunch of money on hand and nobody to basically be your handler. That's what happens. So then you get to the situation where these guys are getting drafted, fifth, fourth, third, and where they're the future or the face of the franchise, and they're still immature college kids that have never experienced real life, and they don't have all the facilities that it takes to be a pro at that point in time. So it's like shit or get off the pot when you get to the NFL. No. But the thing of it is, I'm sure they have resources, but do they use them? Or are they just too arrogant based on their athletic ability to think that, that they don't need help? But taking that back and going back to what we were just talking about, the quarterbacks, an NFL quarterback today, look, I mean, a lot of it's based on athleticism and being able to get out of the pocket and create. It's not based on reading defenses and playbooks anymore, right? I mean, the reads are very minor at this point. NFL defenses are a little bit more complicated, but these guys are just creating. That's why guys like Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward, I think that's two really good examples this year. I think those are guys that probably are going to be drafted pretty high, and they're probably going to be decent NFL quarterbacks. Back to pass, looking down the field, he's going to check it down, and there is another catch by another tight end. And that's going to get them down inside the 40. That's span forward. I mean, I know there's exceptions to everything, but there's a huge difference between Justin Herbert and because of the way he prepared coming into from college, what he had to learn to be an NFL quarterback. These guns, I just don't think that the knowledge is as high for a college quarterback now as it was 5 years ago. Jonathan, as someone from being Mississippi, we hate Brett. .28 seconds left to go. Dallas is not calling timeouts here. They're going to play this down. I don't even know if they're going to take another shot here. They may let this clock run out. Going to throw it to the end zone. And that is almost an interception. Throwing for Jonathan Mingo. So I'm just making so basically my overall argument is that quarterbacks, unless there's something very, very, very special about them, are going to get figured out, and these top 5 draft picks are not going to succeed as much as a top 5 quarterback would have at 10 years ago. I think there's a lot less to being a quarterback now and more about the athlete than it is about the cognitive abilities of a quarterback. And that's the ball game. 34-10. We got a real winner here today. No Alex today. She didn't show up and say hi. No support. Yeah, Johnny Football come into the NFL thinking that he was going to be just the next coming of Jesus. And I loved it on his first start against Cincinnati. They stomped a mud hole in him from which he never recovered. Manziel went to the CFL, didn't make it there. He may have came back and went to the XFL. Yeah. I mean, how much of a risk did they really think it was at the time? From high school, yeah. You know what? There's another thing. There's the one thing that I can tell you about some of these college coaches is that they keep a lot of these kids, they have to keep them grounded to some degree. So call it right now. Will Shedeur Sanders be a flop, or will he be given the opportunity to be great in the NFL, or will he have to change positions? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's the guys I'm referring to. The guy, look, there wasn't anybody when Andrew Luck came out into the NFL draft, right? There was not one person that said that he was not a top pick. There was not one person that said Joe Burrow wouldn't make it in the NFL. Not one. We debate a lot of these quarterbacks. There you go. Steve says Shedeur will not survive in the NFL. Michael, thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I think Cam Ward's going to struggle. I think being a great quarterback that's a no risk draft pick, which there's been several of those guys over the years that were really no risk. I feel like Herbert was no risk. I feel like Trevor Lawrence was a no risk quarterback draft pick, even though he's not performed perfectly. Did we crack the code? I'm just saying that I'm making an argument for Curtis Rourke too. I think that he might be an NFL quarterback that we just don't really see coming. The big, strong pocket passer that reads the defense. I mean, I didn't think so. I was pretty high on Herbert when he came out. I was not as high on Josh Allen. Yeah, Tebow took the Broncos to the playoffs. They beat the Steelers in the playoffs. And then they let him go because Tebow had his limitations. Tebow was a mental quarterback that had the physicality, but I don't think he had the Tebow looked a lot like Tua, let's be honest. Tua's got a little bit better arm, but that's who Tebow looked like. Look, I like arguing over stuff like this. I like the whole thought process behind it. But then Peyton Manning took Peyton Manning not being what he was, just a shell of his former self, his knowledge of the game and how to run the game as a quarterback. I don't want to say game manager, but being able to guide a team made them pretty invincible without having the arm strength that he once had. I'll be doing football Thursday for sure, fundamental. Football Thursday, I'm going to do my best to be here Saturday for the football game. Hopefully, Alex and I should be in here early on Thursday doing picks. So, hey, Steve, somebody needs to give us a job and pay us for this so that way we can do it full time. You know? Yeah, I'll be ready. I'm hitting my last rough stretch of work this week, and then I should have quite a bit of time off in December. So December I'll be pounding as much football. I'm gonna try to make some videos as well when I get some time off because I think that's the one thing that we're lacking on the channel. But you guys, thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Yeah, Steve, I'm always down for that. I had somebody that was really into the college game last year that wanted to talk about it and never got in here. And also, just so you know, if you ever want to dual stream, we can we'll talk about it, but there's ways that we can stream that together and both stream independently. It might be good for both of us, especially since you're into the fantasy so hardcore. Me, not so much. I just like to pick players. But guys, I'm going to roll and get myself ready for a couple more crappy days of work. But I thank you all for hanging out. It was a blast tonight. Be sure you check Alex, give her some kind of grief. Tell her that you missed her. Tell her that you didn't miss her. But anyway, much love, everybody. I will see you guys Thursday.